Hi guys. So I'm back with another vlog about med school again. Surprise, surprise. So guess where I am? I am in New York City. Hence the background music, the honking, the ambulance. It's a little loud. Definitely takes a little getting used to. Um, the first few nights were interesting when I was trying to sleep. This morning, someone above me was walking, and I swear when I woke up, it sounded like someone was knocking on my door, and I was like, "Yeah, come in, I'm sleeping. Just let me sleep." And no, it was just people. So yeah, New York City. But before I start talking about the rotation I'm doing right now, I'm doing my last core rotation, OBGYN. I thought I'd talk a little bit about psych. Um, I'm interested in going into psych as of now. So, just talk a little bit about my experience. I did my rotation at Springwell Hospital Center in Baltimore, Maryland. It is actually the second oldest psychiatric center in the country, or on the East Coast, I can't remember. But the reason I chose to do it there was because it's just a psychiatric hospital. All they do is psych patients. In bigger hospitals, you can't necessarily see the focus that you can see, or the patient care that you see in a psychiatric hospital, because that's all they do. Um, so let's see. I did the rotation starting December 8th, and it was a 6-week rotation, so up to mid-January. The first day of psych rotation was interesting because I was really scared. I was assigned to a forensic ward. For those of you who don't know, a forensic ward is just a place where you have patients who have committed a crime. It depends on the security that the hospital has, but the one I was at was where you had patients who have committed second-degree assaults, burglary, or lit something on fire, larceny, things like that. It wasn't anything major. The rotation that I have scheduled later through the same hospital is going to be with patients who have committed more severe crimes. That rotation specifically is assigned for forensic psychiatry. So I'm really looking forward to that. But back to this rotation. The good thing about doing a rotation at a psych hospital is that it's huge. Every resource there is for the psych patients or to learn more about psychiatry. They don't really have a residency program per se at that hospital, but they have a research center where residents do research about schizophrenia. So they have a lot of long-term patients at the facility who use their services, and they were trying to come up with newer techniques and newer drugs or newer therapies to help these patients, because I'm not sure how much you guys are aware of it, but schizophrenia is a chronic, lifelong disease. About 30% of people may or may not recover, but most of the time, if you have it, you've had it for the rest of your life. You can live a fairly normal lifestyle with medication and therapy, but it's a lifelong commitment that you have to make, and it's a big relationship, big commitment between a psychiatrist and their patient. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but so yeah, it was a huge hospital. It was pretty big. I'll try to put some pictures at the end. So we were assigned student quarters. So it was a house that they converted, and each house had 5 bedrooms. And there were 2 cottages. I happened to be living with the guys. So it's 2 girls on the bottom floor, and then the 4 guys lived above me because there were too many girls to live on the other cottage. I had a really good time. All the guys I lived with were amazing. It was a really good experience. Most of the time when you live with med students, they tend to be very competitive or antisocial. Yes, we're not the most social people, but these guys were really awesome. We studied together and hung out together and, explored the campus together. There were all these legends about the whole place being haunted by patients who died there or something. I don't know. We actually did walk around one time at 12 o'clock at night, but nothing was there. It was so sad. I was really looking forward to seeing a ghost, with the proof thereof. Yeah. So, it was, so back to my first day. It was a little scary, and I had like 10 keys that I was assigned 2 of them were my room keys, but the 8 other keys were different keys that you use to get into different parts of the ward. So there were like 3 doors, and I had to lock from the inside and outside and make sure that it's locked every time I enter or leave a room. So it's kind of crazy the first 2 weeks, and then I kind of just got used to it. The nurses there were extremely patient and very, very dedicated. I think it takes a lot on their part to work with these types of patients, because not only do they have other medical illnesses, or somatic as they call them, they also have psychiatric issues, and sometimes you just can't control yourself. The patients have these outbursts or temper tantrums, or sometimes psychosis, or symptoms of their mania, and it can be very taxing and difficult on the staff, but the people I worked with were amazing. The attendings were awesome as well. I really enjoyed it, and I think they had a huge part in trying to convert me to psychiatry. Actually, I was unsure what I wanted to do before this, but I have my fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. I'm going to apply for the match in 2015. So yeah, I actually, as time passed by, I got more and more comfortable with the patients. At first I was a little scared, I'm not gonna lie, but by the end of it I actually felt like they were my patients and I did care for them. They're very sweet, and I think people can tell when you are there just for a grade, or when you are really invested in your patients. We had little discussion parties, or we would find a topic for them to talk about and just discuss things like your favorite color, or your favorite cartoon, or your favorite time of the year. And sometimes a simple conversation starter would help these people put things in perspective, because they're different. Not every patient was lower functioning. We had some higher functioning patients as well. So just sometimes these conversations help them put things together, like why are they there, what are we trying to accomplish, things of the sort. Let's see, I had to take the exam the last week of my rotation. Our school just recently changed the rules. Like before, we were able to take at least a week off after the rotation to take the exam, but now it has to be the week of. So I took my exam on Thursday, and I did well. I was above the national average, but let me tell you, it was not an easy test. I thought it was fairly difficult. It used to be really easy, but I think that's why they changed it. I really thought I failed it. I swear. I was like, oh no, my mom's gonna kill me. Anyway, no, it wasn't my mom's gonna kill me, but I was like, no, I'm gonna do well. And then the results came back, and it was good. The resource that I thought was the most helpful was the Kaplan questions. No, I'm not getting paid or anything. It's just my honest opinion. I felt like the UL questions for psych specifically were really easy, and it was a false sense of confidence because I would always get 100% right on those. Sometimes with Kaplan questions, and I was like, oh no, 65, what? So that really helped. So that was my experience. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to going back to forensic psychiatry to hopefully learn a lot more about patient care and the things involved, and different people like the social workers, and the nurses, and the attendings, the doctors, and see just how the whole thing comes together. One thing I didn't know before was that psychologists, so psychiatrists are people who have an MD, and psychologists are people who have a PhD. And this is ignorance on my part again, so I'm sorry, but psychologists play a huge role, and when it works wonderfully. I can't talk much about patients because of HIPAA, but I've personally seen it make a huge difference. So I realized that this is more like a group effort versus one person trying to change the world. So yeah, this was my jabber about psych. I was thinking of doing one for my OB rotation as well when I finish it, but let me know if you guys would like to see more about me jabbering about my rotations and my experiences. If you like this video, please hit the like button or hit the subscribe button, and leave me a comment to see. I want to see what you guys think about it. I'm just rambling off and talking about things, but I want to see what you guys want to see, or what you want me to make videos about, or if you have any questions. Bye!